As a green developer, I get asked a lot, can a development be green? And, it can, for sure. Although development is ugly, at the same time, my job as a green developer building advocate is to make sure that I'm not only impacting that project site as little as possible, but also the community at large. Responsible development starts in the planning stage, where we strategically work around the existing ecosystems, the habitat, the trees, and try to incorporate all that in to the road structure of the system so that we're not just wiping things out. The next part of the planning process is equally as important as the initial layout, and that is what materials are we going to use in the construction of the site itself. Using things like recycled glass and filling the trenches, the sewer trenches with recycled glass instead of sand, that's an example of how our site can actually impact other sites because, for instance, all the sand that you would normally bring into your site to put into the trenches is dredged out of rivers and stream beds and things. Another example of good planning in a project is the way you handle your permeable surfaces. And we're trying to use, whenever possible, permeable concrete instead of impermeable concrete. Water that would normally just run right off into the streams, we're filtering it through the actual road systems themselves. Where that's not really something we can do, the land doesn't lend itself that way. We use stormwater systems that are above and beyond what's called for. Because filtering the water that we have before it gets to the stream beds is one of the most important things I can do as a developer to make sure that I'm not impacting lands around me through my project. When development is done wrong, it can have serious impacts on the environment. Our job is to make sure we're having as little impact on the environment as possible. Doing things like building a home on 2-foot stud base instead of 16-inch, it saves a lot of wood. It saves up to 10% of wood. And our forests are important, and we're not going to have them forever if we just use them irresponsibly. Sealing up all the cracks and the holes in the walls ensures that you're not going to have pests and rodents and whatnot getting through your walls, as well as it doesn't allow cold air to transfer, if it's getting in your home, from one bay of your house to the next bay of your house. It's the little things in your house that you can't see. It's the radon reduction systems, which is a pipe that goes from the crawl space through the house and out the ceiling. And that allows for gases trapped underneath your house to escape through your house without getting into your living environment. By keeping pipes and wires and whatnot organized within the walls, it promotes less waste. While using materials wisely is important, the greatest single impact that humans have on this planet is their use of power and the creation of power. One of the big things that we promote is a HERS ResNet score. It's a national standard of the energy that a home uses. And one of our goals is to educate people so that they know that they can build a house that can use as little as 50% of a standard home built in the United States currently. Some of the ways that we achieve energy efficiency in our homes is that we use internal ducting systems. So we keep all the ducts inside the home instead of in the attic or the crawl space. Internal ductings combined with a high energy furnace really are a good start in this program. Where a lot of homes would use a standard 80% furnace, which means that you're receiving 80 cents worth of heat for every dollar that you spend. We have standard 95% efficiency units in our homes. Another groundbreaking technology that we use in our homes is called an HRV system. The HRV system takes all the air in your home out once every 3 hours. So 100% of the air in your home is rotated to the outside, and all fresh air is brought into your house every 3 hours. The reason it's important to integrate an HRV system in your home is that every product in your home is made of some kind of toxic chemical, whether it's your carpet, your couch, your plates, everything puts off gas. It's called off-gassing. By pushing all the fumes that are built up in your house to the outside and bringing in healthy, fresh air, you're going to be living in a healthier, better environment. Now, a lot of people would say, well, if you're bringing all the air out of my house and bringing all fresh air in the wintertime, you're bringing in all this cold air. So now I have to reheat all that air. And that is true. You do normally have to reheat all that air. But the beauty of the HRV system is that as it's pulling the air out of your house, it warms the air that's being brought into your house. And you save about 65% of the heat that you've already created. So not only does this system heat all the air that it's exchanging, it also dehumidifies all the air that's being brought in. This is important because it keeps the mold from developing over time in your home. One of the standard features that we use in our home to get the ratings that we can get on our homes is what's called a heel truss system. A heel truss is just literally an extra piece of wood that's engineered into the roof of the house. That extra piece of wood allows for an R49 blown-in insulation in the roof, which is far superior to what most people put in their homes. The same blown-in insulation can be used in the walls to give you an R23. That combined with advanced framing gives you an incredible 23 R value on your exterior walls. Blueboard is another type of exterior insulation. This can be applied to your house and increase the wall insulation with an added R 5.5, which takes the house way to the next level in energy savings. But to truly seal a home, an acrylic water-based product can be added to the exterior of the home that is called Vicor. This is a barrier that keeps the cold air and water completely sealed out of the home. The first process is to go through and roll all the seams on the home. Then there is a product that's put on top of the seams to make them one piece, and then insulation can be added to the exterior of the home. Then the cracks of the blue board are sealed. At this point, the whole home is sprayed with the Vicor. When the home is sprayed, the contractors meticulously measure it to make sure that they're getting 0.45 mils. Even the window jamb is sprayed at this point to keep all the water that might come around the window out of the wood. At this point, the Vicor is applied to the sills. Next, the window is installed in place, and then another coat of Vicor is put on over the window sill itself. And lastly, they roll on the same acrylic-based product over the top of the sill rubber to make it one bonded unit. From the day we start the infrastructure construction on the project to the day that we finish the house and we give the keys to the new owner, we're constantly focused on green building practices and sustainable living. And that's why we say at Urban Northwest Homes that responsible living coincides with comfort.